invited Senator Tobiko MP to table evidence in support of her claims made on Wednesday, the 18th of September 2024. Thereupon, Senator Tobiko proceeded to table a document titled Kato Anguruma and a flash disk drive containing a recording as evidence to substantiate her claims. I subsequently undertook to review the evidence and to give a ruling on the matter, as it was not practical to make a determination then. Honorable Senators, as you may recall, in my communication to the Senate made on Thursday, the 16th of November 2023, I indicated that any document or evidence tabled by a senator in the Senate as evidence for substantiation of any allegations made under Standing Order 105 shall or must be evidence tabled from a source which by parliamentary practice is official and admissible, and two, must relate to and verify the claim that was made and for which substantiation was required. Now, Honorable Senators, that being the case, the first parameter to which I subjected the documents or material tabled was whether the evidence table was from a source which by parliamentary practice is official and admissible. A review of the document titled Kato Anguruma indicated that it contained a statement, ni Kato tu anajua ni lini tutapata Amboseli na barabara ya Ilasit, Taveta. Hayo mengine mnaosikia ni fununu. End of quote. The document has the logo of Kajiado TV affixed on it. However, it is not authenticated by the TV station. Further, the document is undated. With respect to the USB flash disk, it contained a 1-minute video clip file titled Amboseli. The undated video clip, ostensibly captured by Kajiado TV, featured Honorable Kato Olemetito addressing what appears to be an outdoor public gathering at an undisclosed location. The utterances by Honorable Olemetito are in Ma language, which unfortunately I'm not proficient in. There is no translation or caption from the Ma language to either Kiswahili or English. Now, Honorable Senators, as you're aware, the established practice in the Parliament of Kenya and in the comparative jurisdictions is that extracts from newspapers and other media may not be tabled as evidence for substantiation of claims. This is buttressed at Standing Order 55, which provides that facts on which a request for statement is based may be set briefly, but extracts from newspapers and other media or quotations from speeches shall not be admissible. Having subjected the evidence to the first parameter, I find that the evidence tabled, being the document titled Kato Anguruma and the USB flash disk, to be inadmissible. As regards the second parameter, which is, does the evidence relate to and verify the claim that was made and for which substantiation was required? This question does not arise in view of my foregoing ruling on admissibility of evidence tabled. However, I must point out to Honorable Senators that the provisions of Standing Order 92.1 of the Senate on the official languages permissible for parliamentary business. The Standing Order states that all proceedings of the Senate shall be conducted in Kiswahili, English, or Kenyan Sign Language. Honorable Senators, in light of the above, I find and rule that in respect of the point of order by Senator Jackson Mandago, Senator Tobiko has not tabled evidence to substantiate the claim as required. In accordance with my findings and the failure to meet the threshold of substantiation pursuant to Standing Order number 105-2, I now direct Senator Tobiko to withdraw the claim and apologize. I caution, as provided for in Standing Order 105-2, that failure to withdraw and apologize will result in Senator Tobiko being deemed to be disorderly within the meaning of Standing Order 121. Senator Tobiko, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the chance that you have given me. But, Mr. Speaker, I know the clip that I tabled in this House, Mr. Speaker, has evidence. The Ma language can be translated. It's not Greek that cannot be understood by people. There are Kenyans who can translate that.
Senator Tobiko, I did not give an opportunity so that you explain yourselves. I've already ruled on this matter.
Mr. Speaker, the people of Kajiado understand that clip.
There are two things you need to do, Senator Tobiko. You either withdraw and apologize, or you sit and I rule that you're disorderly and proceed to ask you to leave the chamber. So are you going to withdraw and apologize? Senator Tobiko.
Mr. Speaker, I presented a clip which has evidence.
Which is not admissible. I've already ruled.
Well, Maasai language is not Greek.
So are you withdrawing or apologizing?
Neither.
Pursuant to Standing Order 121, Senator Tobiko, I rule you out of order and ask you to withdraw from the chamber for the rest of today's sitting. Now, honorable senators, I have a further communication to make. We'll come back to that. Now, honorable senators, as you may recall, on the 24th of July 2024, the Senate passed a motion on the current state of the nation. The motion was necessitated by the pressing issue that emerged during the nationwide protest, which brought to light significant concerns affecting our nation. The demonstrations highlighted the frustration surrounding the high cost of living, rampant corruption, and the opulent lifestyles of public officials. That was the stark contrast to the struggles faced by our people. Additionally, the public's outrage over wasteful expenditure in government institutions underscored the growing demand for accountability and reforms. Consequently, the Senate sought to address these concerns through the motion which made actionable recommendations aimed at addressing the root cause of discontent by our people. In the resolution, the Senate resolved as follows: that the National Police Service acknowledges and apologizes for all the deaths resulting from the peaceful demonstrations. 2, that all victims of police brutality related to peaceful protests between 2023, Senator Fernandi, listen to the communication, between 2023 and 2024 be compensated by the government of the Republic of Kenya. That the National Police Service extends amnesty to all peaceful protesters who are unlawfully detained during the peaceful protests. To call upon the Director of Public Prosecution to withdraw all the cases in court involving peaceful protesters against the Finance Bill. That the Independent Police Oversight Authority moves with speed to investigate and recommend appropriate action against police officers found culpable of brutality against peaceful protesters. That the National Police Service submits to Parliament the revised standard operating procedures on the management of protests, demonstration, and the use of force to contain demonstrations. That Parliament puts in place guidelines on actualization of Article 37 of the Constitution with respect to how citizens can enjoy the right to picket without resulting in the loss of life or property. In the same resolution, the Senate directed the following select committees of the Senate to urgently engage relevant stakeholders, including members of the public, and consider the following issues. 1, public debt and public finance management. The Standing Committee on Finance and Budget to do the following: in consultation with the Parliamentary Budget Office, to independently audit the national debt and present the actual status to Parliament. 2, engages the National Treasury to submit a roadmap on its strategy to reduce the public debt. 2, introduces a legislation to cap the number of principal secretaries appointed pursuant to Article 155 of the Constitution of Kenya. And 3, establishes a legal mechanism for the merger of parastatals and state agencies that perform duplicate functions with a view to achieve a lean government. Security sector reforms. The Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Affairs engages with the National Police Service on matters of security and standard